Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are unpacking the inspiring, global journey of Priyanka Chopra Jonas. Whether you know her from her Bollywood debut, her chart-topping music, or her role as an international producer and activist, her story is an absolute masterclass in grit. We're going to explore some really powerful English idioms that perfectly define her resilience and ambition. By looking at how she navigated her climb to global iconography, we can pick up some incredible vocabulary while learning from one of the hardest-working people in entertainment. So let's dive right in with a massive question that has defined her entire career as an artist, an entrepreneur, and an activist. How exactly do you shatter the limitations placed on you, cross over into entirely new cultural territories, and somehow still maintain your core identity? This is the fundamental challenge she faced when she decided that her massive success in India was just the beginning of her journey. And that brings us to our very first idiom, to break the glass ceiling. This literally means smashing through invisible professional barriers to redefine what's possible. You see, Priyanka didn't just climb a pre-existing ladder. She broke through a ceiling that a lot of people didn't even realize was there for international artists. By landing the lead role in Quantico, she actually became the first South Asian to ever headline an American network drama. Okay, Section 1. Starting from scratch, from Bollywood to Hollywood. You know, when she first pitched herself in the US, things definitely were not handed to her on a silver platter. Instead, she faced massive skepticism from industry gatekeepers who blatantly told her she didn't fit the mold for a mainstream American TV lead. She was entering an ecosystem that had extremely rigid expectations of what a leading lady should look and sound like. And honestly, that was a massive culture shock compared to the superstar treatment she was so used to back home. Facing that kind of intense rejection, well, it can really dampen your spirits, which means it makes you feel less enthusiastic or happy. But Priyanka absolutely refused to let that negativity drag her down. She wouldn't let the skepticism or those rough early auditions diminish her drive or the joy she felt for her craft. Instead of giving up, she chose to bet on herself. This is a great phrase. It means having total confidence in your abilities and investing entirely in your own success, regardless of the odds stacked against you. Releasing her crossover music track, In My City, was exactly that. It was a massive bet on her global appeal at a time when the market she was trying to enter hadn't quite recognized her worth yet. Just think about the sheer guts it took to go from years of massive peak success in India, where she was already at the absolute top of her game, to moving to the US and effectively starting from ground zero. She famously noted that making this move meant resetting her entire career trajectory, right back to the starting line. And because of this bold move, she had to learn the ropes all over again. To learn the ropes basically means mastering the basics of a new job or activity. She had to figure out a completely new audition culture and a totally different way of doing business in a foreign country. She didn't just assume her past success meant she knew everything. She humbled herself and became a student again. The thing is, she deliberately chose the harder path. She could have easily chosen to rest on her laurels, meaning to be completely satisfied with your past achievements and stop trying to achieve more. She had every right to just stay in India and enjoy the fruits of her incredible labor, but she actively refused. She wanted to push her limits. Moving on to Section 2, navigating the global stage, focus and execution under pressure. Under the glaring spotlight of daily media scrutiny, it is incredibly easy to lose sight of the big picture. That means getting distracted by all those tiny details and completely forgetting your main goals. But Priyanka is a deeply strategic thinker, and she has always kept her eyes fixed firmly on her ultimate vision. Rather than getting distracted, she somehow managed to strategically balance two seemingly impossible worlds: a highly demanding Hollywood acting career, right alongside massive humanitarian work, particularly leading major global campaigns advocating for children's rights with UNICEF. She's honestly living proof of the idiom, have your cake and eat it too. People usually use this phrase to say you can't have two incompatible things at once, but Priyanka has consistently proven that actually you can. You can be a dedicated artist and a committed philanthropist simultaneously. You really don't have to choose just one path. But of course, balancing a massive entertainment career and vital humanitarian work meant facing some really intense criticism and extremely high-pressure situations. It definitely hasn't always been smooth sailing. The public eye scrutinizes everything from her changing accents to her red carpet outfits, and it can be remarkably unforgiving. Yet she somehow mastered the art of staying totally composed. She never lets public opinion rain on her parade or spoil her excitement. When faced with detractors, she absolutely refuses to let them ruin her joy. Instead, she actively uses that negative energy as fuel for her next big project. And because she has such a clear vision, she doesn't beat around the bush, meaning she never avoids talking about what's actually important. Whether she's in the middle of Hollywood negotiations or advocating for global education, she is direct. She focuses entirely on her goals, and she simply executes.
Okay, let's head into Section 3, Lessons in Longevity, Defining the Standards.
So what's her longevity playbook for success? Well, it proves you don't have to wait around for the perfect moment. You just need to keep your nose to the grindstone, take the bull by the horns to create your own opportunities, and always go the extra mile. Let's break these down real quick. First up, keep your nose to the grindstone. Basically, to work hard and continuously without stopping. Priyanka teaches us that with a relentless work ethic, success essentially becomes inevitable. It might not happen overnight, for sure, but consistent, grinding effort pays off. This all brings us to a quote that I think just beautifully captures her entire trajectory. She was once an outsider in every industry she entered, and now she is the one defining the standards. If you're listening to this and you currently feel like your situation is limiting you, or maybe you feel like an outsider in your own field, remember that she started exactly where you are right now. And how did she achieve that transition? By always choosing to go the extra mile, making way more effort than what's expected. Her sheer refusal to stay in a predetermined box proves that going the extra mile doesn't just help you achieve your own personal goals, it literally redefines what the goals and standards look like for everyone else coming up behind you. So as we wrap up this explainer today, I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. What is that one extra mile you can go today? How can you show up for yourself right now and put these idioms into real action? Maybe it's finally starting that project you've been putting off, or simply keeping your nose to the grindstone when no one else is watching. Keep aiming high, keep learning, and remember, your potential